My husband didn't leave a note, didn't call, didn't explain. He just disappeared. At first, I thought it was temporary. A mistake. A misunderstanding. People don't just disappear, right? But he did. One night, everything was normal. Dinner. A short conversation. Nothing unusual. And by morning, he was gone. No warning. No note. Just silence. I called him. Again. Again. Voicemail. Always voicemail. By noon, panic started. By evening, it settled in. This wasn't an accident. It was a choice. I checked everything. Closet, mostly untouched. Phone off. Wallet, gone. Keys missing. He didn't run. He planned. That realization stayed with me. Because planned means intentional, and intentional means he wanted to leave. I filed a report, answered questions. Any problems? No. Any signs? I paused. There had been something. He was quieter, distant, but I ignored it. I don't know, I said. Days passed, then weeks. Nothing. No call. No message. No explanation. People said he'd come back. I stopped believing that, because absence changes shape over time. At first, it's loud. Then it becomes quiet, heavy, permanent. After months, I stopped searching. Not because I didn't care, but because there was nothing left to follow. No clues. No direction. Just silence. So I built a routine. Work. Home. Repeat. A life around the space he left. And then, 6 months later, I saw him. Not where I expected. Not somewhere familiar. A construction site. Dust. Noise. Workers moving. And there was him. Alive. Working. Like nothing had happened. I froze. Because this wasn't loss. This was something else. Something harder. He didn't disappear. He left. And now, I was looking at the proof. I don't remember turning off the engine or stepping out of the car. 1 second, I was behind the wheel. The next, I was walking toward him. Each step felt unreal, like I was moving through something thick and heavy. He didn't see me at first. He was focused, lifting, carrying, working like he had been there for years. Not like a man who had vanished from his life without a word. Not like my husband, Daniel. His name left my mouth before I could stop it. He froze. Not slowly, not confused. Instantly, like he had been expecting this moment. Just not today. He turned, and when his eyes met mine, everything else disappeared. 6 months. Gone in a second. I said, but the words didn't follow, because there were too many questions, and none of them made sense. He looked different, thinner, tired, but not broken, not lost, just distant, like the version of him I knew had been set aside. I can explain, he said quickly, too quickly, like he had rehearsed it. I let out a sharp breath. Explain what? I asked. This. I gestured around us. You disappearing? You being here? You acting like I don't exist? Each question hit harder than the last. Workers nearby slowed down, watching, pretending not to. He glanced around, uneasy. Not here, he said quietly. Of course. Not here. Not in the open. Not where people could see. The same pattern. The same silence. No, I said. Here is fine. Because I wasn't leaving again without answers. Not this time. He ran a hand through his hair. Frustrated. Cornered. I didn't want you to see me like this, he admitted. I stared at him. Like what? I asked. Working. Alive. Gone for 6 months. His jaw tightened. It's not that simple. It never is, I replied. Silence stretched between us. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Then, finally, I lost everything, he said. The words landed flat, because they didn't match what I was seeing. You didn't lose everything, I said. You left everything. His expression shifted. Pain. Real this time. You don't understand, he said. Then make me understand. I shot back, because I was done filling in the gaps myself. He looked away for a moment, like he was deciding how much truth to give, or how much I could handle. There were debts, he said finally, big ones. I tried to fix it. I thought I could manage it before you found out. And when I couldn't, he stopped, didn't finish. You ran, I said. He shook his head immediately. No, I removed myself. A bitter laugh escaped me. That's what you're calling it. I was protecting you, he insisted. That hit something sharp inside me. Protecting me? I repeated. By disappearing? By letting me think you were missing? Dead. His silence answered for him, because there was no version of this that sounded right. I didn't want you dragged into it, he said quietly. Into what? I demanded. Your life. Your problems. Our marriage. His shoulders dropped slightly, because that word, marriage, still existed, even if he had tried to step out of it. They were dangerous people, he said, and I thought if I stayed away, they wouldn't come near you. I stared at him, trying to process it, trying to decide if it made sense, or if it was just another excuse. And in those 6 months, I asked, you couldn't call? One message. Anything. He didn't answer, because he couldn't, because there was no justification for that part. None. I stepped back, slightly, not out of fear, but clarity, because standing in front of him now, seeing him like this, I realized something I hadn't expected. This wasn't just about what he did. It was about what he chose not to do. He didn't trust me, didn't include me, didn't see me as someone who could stand beside him, only someone he needed to leave behind. I thought I was helping you, he said again, softer this time, but it didn't land the same way, because now I understood the truth behind it. You weren't protecting me. I said quietly, you were protecting yourself. That was the moment his expression broke. Not anger, not defense, just realization, because deep down, he knew I was right, and for the first time since I saw him, he had nothing left to say. We stood there in silence, not the kind filled with questions, the kind filled with answers you don't want. I thought I was doing the right thing. He said, finally. I nodded slowly. I believe you, I replied, and I did. That was the hardest part, because his intentions didn't erase the impact. You didn't trust me, I added. His eyes dropped. I was trying to carry it alone. That's the problem, I said. We were supposed to carry it together. The noise of the construction site faded into the background, because in that moment, it was just us, or what was left of us. I can fix this, he said quickly. I'll come back. We'll figure it out. I looked at him for a long second, really looked at the man I loved, the man who chose to disappear instead of staying, and I realized something simple. Love wasn't the issue. Trust was. You already made your choice, I said gently, and now I have to make mine. His face tightened, like he understood before I even said it. I can't rebuild something alone, I continued. And that's what you left me to do. A long silence followed. Then I took a step back. Not angry, not broken, just certain. I hope you figure your life out, I said, and I meant it, but it won't be with me in it anymore. I turned and walked away. This time, not waiting, not wondering, because closure doesn't always come from answers. Sometimes it comes from finally choosing yourself.